name is Pineapple.
There it is.
There you go.
The alien that she's
It's gonna
bringing
be-
to me across country is
How
Pineapple.
funny.
I'm
That's his
just
name.
saying.
Bye, Josh.
So since Facebook refused to let me post on active, I've been watching since the beginning, but I'm
He
gonna have
couldn't
to.
get
There were a
in.
few
That's
jokes.
why I was like, I sent him a link, and I said, just
Yeah.
join us.
It wouldn't. I don't know. I've probably been a bad boy on Facebook. Who knows? But so there's some funny jokes that were to chat at the beginning, and I kept trying to throw them. Like one of them was, Stacy, you need to do long distance penis moisture reiki.
Oh
And
no.
then
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a good
God.
I
one.
would have cleared up.
They have no idea what that means.
That's okay. That's okay.
I
We'll
do.
talk.
Only you and I know. Yeah, I did talk to you about that, Barely. Didn't I?
Nice. I think that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and so
That's great. I love it.
All right,
Oh, wait.
hold on.
are we doing it? Okay.
Do you know why when a dude gets hard, it looks like a mushroom? Because he's a fun guy.
But
Hey.
Jenny, is that why our chat is
Cheers.
about mushrooms?
spirits and spirits.
Cheers.
Spirits to the spirits. Oh my God.
Woo!
Caffeine-free diet. I'm not allowed to have any fun.
Ah,
Brandon, you're a recovering alcoholic,
So-
correct?
yes, yes.
I am. Yes, I am.
And we support that 100%.
Yep.
And I'm proud of you that you can do. There she is. You can do stuff.
You know
like
what's crazy, Brandon? You know what? It's funny. I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this on the podcast. It's not something I normally talk about, but my father was a severe alcoholic. He was to the point where he was drinking a fifth of Crown a day, and it was just normalcy for him. And
Right.
on top of that, he was also doing lots of coke, and he got into as you typically do with that life, you begin to just continuously degrade, right? And it got to the point where he was doing gunpoint robberies,
Mm.
and that was the point when he realized that maybe, just maybe, he had gone too far. So he quit drinking immediately, and then moved to Bullhead City, Arizona. This was when I was 4, and I remember being in our apartment when I was 4, and my dad had stayed over. They had been divorced for about 2 years, and I can remember my dad on my desk pulling out the Coke and separating it, and then using a $5 bill. And he looked at me and he said, "Mike, don't ever do drugs." And you know what? It stuck with me, and I never did. I never did drugs. But my father, not everybody realizes how hard it is when you are an addict to quit something. My father was just a very fortunate person, and it kind of just runs in our family. He just decided he was done with it and just stopped. He stopped coke the same way. He was doing meth, stopped it. My dad was a smoker up until he was 60, and then just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He just stopped.
And
but-
that's how it happens. Yeah, like I think sometimes when you're ready to stop, you stop.
You can just stop, but it's not like that for everybody, and that's
No,
kind of what I
see,
want to
like,
get out is it can be really difficult.
And I can give just a quick, the Cliff Notes versions of a lot of people told me, well, why don't you just quit? Why don't you just stop? Why don't you just put it down?
It's not that easy.
Well, once it got its clutches in me, I would drink 35 beers a day and then go out to the bar. Yeah, or I'd have my moonshine plus the 35. So and that just holds, because once you start drinking, you're drinking because you're feeling something, right?
Right.
And alcohol works for a while on that something. until one day it doesn't. And you don't, I can tell you the exact day when it went from, man, this is fun as hell, to this is going to kill me. And
Yeah,
this
is the problem.
Yeah, it took me 17 different rehabs. Starting from Florida all the way up to upper, like around Buffalo, New York area.
Did you ever consider drinking again and then trying to rehab in every state?
That was kind of the thing. I went from. I did it once.
This may be as cliche as he possibly can.
No, but I did it once. So I was getting out of. I was at Bath, New York, in the VA domiciliary, the homeless / rehab side, and it was whatever. What was I saying? My track went. I squirreled. I looked up, and all of a sudden, your daughter popped up.
17 different rehabs.
Yeah. But okay, yeah. So whenever I had one more place that I had to go to, which was an inpatient PTSD treatment facility, and they just handed me a map. It's February up there in New York, and I have not seen snow like this ever.
And maybe you should tell people that you are a veteran. So
I'll get there. I'll get there.
All right.
But so I look at snow, and then I look at this sheet of where all the inpatient PTSD places are. I decide, y'all got to send me to Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, what are you eating?
So I went from New York to Hawaii.
Wow.
Yep.
You're lucky, man, because there's a lot of homeless in Hawaii. A lot of people get down there and that's it. They stay. They don't make it.
Look, I missed it by a month of being homeless in Hawaii. No, 2 days. Because I left the island leap year 2020.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's recent.
So they locked the island down 2 days later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So had I
That's
not,
crazy.
now I had some ohana over there, that I could stay with or whatever, but
But my question to you then is, did you at that time also look like a gnome, or is that more recent?
So the gnome has been trimmed from homeless.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went from being in the Marine Corps, doing things, whatever. I went from being looked at and appreciated, and I went straight to the gutter. Lived by a river for 6 months.
Have you guys met Brandon in person?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
He
So,
is
believe it or not-
a little bit taller than me.
Yeah. Brandon
in
met me
person.
before I
gnome.
ever started this.
Okay, really?
Yeah, it was my very first time at any type of paranormal convention is when I met Brandon. I had never done it before in my life.
Yeah, I was blessed to be able to be a volunteer at that event, so it went well.
What event was that?
You know what? It was
South
awesome.
Dakota. Sacred
I
Mountain.
need to get off the East Coast. I need to come that way.
Yeah.
I do. I need to come more off and do some Midwest, even
Oh,
West.
hey, Paranormal Rockdown, what's up, bud? Okay, so I guess I should have mentioned. I was in the Marine Corps. I did some things that I can't talk about. Blew some things up, whatever. Oh, I'm 100% total and permanent disabled. 70% is due to my severe mental illness. I also have traumatic brain injury from explosions. So,
I knew that. Every time we meet in person, he's always like, "Have you stuck a finger up there yet?" And I was like,
And
"What?"
80%
That makes
magic.
sense. Now I get
yeah,
it.
you see. I'm gonna be that guy. Like I'm such the old guy that I went to the grocery store and I bought a big bag of wild bird seed and I'm just gonna throw it at people.
Yes.
Mary
love
Lynn,
it.
I think
You
this is
should-
about them now, and like we could just
Yep.
Just bow out, right? So okay. So I'll share this. So I told Mary Lynn a little bit about this. I'll tell you too, Stacy. This is fun. Brandon's on there. Sure. So since I started doing this, I've always been, I guess, was it intuitive,
Mhm.
but lately
And
it's
more
been
of a sensitive.
sensitive. That's the word. But it's been gradually like increasing.
Yep.
And I have to I almost fully blame Sarah Lemos for this.
Oh God, I want to take
I
her
love her
so bad.
so much.
She is a-
I
she's
want
a
to take her
sweetheart.
class. I just don't have the money right now. I'm so broke.
Yeah.
I bet you if you reached out to her and talked to her, she'd help you out.
I met her at the
Yeah.
bounce
She's that
house
type of
here, and
person.
I
She's
loved
just-
her.
Yeah.
Stacey, I'll talk
You
to her
just
for
got-
you.
Yeah, look at her and go.
That's right.
I'll talk to her
'Cause
for
I
you.
feel like I'm like right here with my skills, and I feel like I could just blossom.
yeah.
So
I
we
do
were
feel like there's
asking
some
what's up with the
Leia?
shot.
Personal stuff in my life I gotta deal with in order to blossom. Thank you, Brandon. But Brandon's my shaman, and he's put me through challenges. And fuck you, and that's okay.
I warned you it'd be
Nah.
rough.
This man literally called me
Yeah.
last night in the middle of something that was going on and said, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "How? What? Why did you just call me?" And he's like, "Just because I know what's going on. Like, let's talk about it."
That's good. Yes, we toast spirits for the spirits. It's a paranormal party. We're just having fun.
Yes.
But what I was going to say is I don't normally have like, I guess, psychic impressions, but lately it's been more and more. And normally I ignore it, but I kept having the same one over and over every time we went to eat lunch. And we typically eat lunch at the same place, this place called the Pit Stop. And every time I saw this lady, I just had the same feeling and imagery. So finally, Marilyn was like, well, maybe you just need to say something to her. I was like, fine. So I said, hey, I this doesn't make any sense. I said, but is there somebody in your family that's really sick? I just got to know. She said, yeah, my dad is really sick. I said, why do you ask? I said, no reason in particular. I have no reason to know that, but I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that everything's going to be okay. And I haven't seen her since. So, but it turned out that I had sensed that this lady had somebody in her family that was immediately sick and it was causing her stress. And I could see it on her, right? But normally I don't have those type of like sensory feelings. Or if I do, I typically just shut it off. I'm more of a fight or flight type person. Like I instantaneously can tell somebody's personality and then whether or not I want to associate myself with them or not. However, as I've gotten older, what I've noticed is I will betray my own feeling of that in hopes to make somebody else feel better.
And
Right.
to give them a
See,
chance.
that's the thing. You gotta,
give them a
go
chance.
with your own stuff. Yeah.
But you have to go with your own stuff because you were always right 100% of the time, folks.
That
You got to trust that gut.
The more and more
If-
you trust yourself, and like,
Yeah.
I was doing a reading this weekend, and I'm like, boom, 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 like saying things that I would normally like. Oh, I'm just making that up. It hits, and
It's true, Jenny Schaefer.
you have to understand that.
And then also, I told Mike that the more you're around other people who have the gift, you're going to expand more and you're going to pick up on that. And you're just going to grow with it. And you're going to start getting more feelings and just becoming more in tune with it.
I have
I
two
believe
questions.
we all have the gift. But go ahead, Brandon.
Sure.
So, Mike,
Yes.
Are you religious?
No.
Okay. Are you spiritual?
Yes.
Are you spiritual more because of what you and Mary Lynn are doing? Or are you seeking more, learning, wanting to learn more?
I would say yes.
That's a great question. Am I more
Be careful what you say here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest with you. When I started this, and I still believe this to a degree, and I need to preface this with a conversation we had earlier, that I have been a role player my entire life since I was 12. I'm 42 now. It is a world I know. So everything that I associate with, I kind of view it through that lens, right? That's kind of the way I make things make sense to me. I feel like a lot of times when we paranormal investigate, when we ghost hunt, it is live action role playing for people that don't like live action role playing. To be completely honest, I feel
fair.
It is their way to allow their imagination to
Open.
spiritually manifest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the caveat to that is I do actually believe that there is another side. Now, where I have my questions is whether or not that other side is just strictly deceased, or if it is something much, much more complex. And through this whole experience, I've kind of started to rudimentarily create my own, I guess, my own way to make what I see explainable to myself, right?
Fair. And
So-
okay, let me follow-up
Continue.
question. Follow-up question on that. So now that you've said all that, I would assume that you think about it a good bit and you try to figure it out and you debate in your head, probably more so than you did before South Dakota. Correct?
Absolutely.
Got it.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, second question, and I'll get to I'll wrap it up in a nice little bow at the end. Do you meditate?
No.
Oh,
It doesn't have to be sit down meditate, but do you just take a little quiet time sometimes in
Mike,
your
you
car?
do.
Yes.
like
Yes,
mindfulness.
that I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
mindfulness.
Yes.
And-
But
and
I
now-
don't meditate in the way that like you
Well, no,
light
yeah.
the candle and you go om. But especially after events,
Yep.
like I'll lock myself in my room. I'll take 24 hours to myself and do nothing.
So,
I'm having a problem with my mic. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make sure.
so
So
all
Mike,
that
whenever
being,
you, go ahead.
No, go
telling
ahead.
me that
I was going to say, Mike, whenever you lay down with your headphones on or where you're listening to the music and you just lay there, that is a form of meditation.
Yeah. I use music. I use like an auditory.
perfect. None of this line of questioning have to fit any type of doctoral whatever. So that works. Now, have you been doing that more since you've started in the paranormal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I'm going to wrap it up in a little bow for you. That's why your abilities are picking up, because the veil lifts inward, my friend, and you're doing your inward work.
Yeah,
So
I
para
absolutely believe
with
that.
a normal.
Yes.
You have 3 para with a normal, and yes, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
the beauty. That's so awesome about watching our show is I think like from the beginning towards the end of the first season, you can see that growth. And I think that's the kind of the beautiful part. And now we're getting ready to start season 2. And so I'm
You're
excited to
coming
see where
to
that
the
goes.
dark side.
To the
We'll
dark
never go to
side.
the dark side.
No.
No, that was a joke, but yes.
But you're
Not-
right. Yeah.
not the
Like,
dark side.
but
What are you-
I
Dark,
will
y'all
say
gonna
dark
come-
meaning shadows, shadow work,
Shadow work.
ghost, not dark like what you think in Star Wars. But
Right.
yes, the shadow work, the dark, the dealing with the inner, the things that aren't really in the light.
But
all the
I
time.
highly recommend to anyone that's in the chat, anybody that watches the show, anyone that's even remotely involved in the paranormal field, I highly recommend going and buying some D&D books. I really do.
You're right. I'm gonna
I-
align with you on that. They predicted this in the 80s.
You need, because what it does is it helps you work through different types of thought processes that you wouldn't normally do, right? It's so funny because we love movies, right? Why do we love movies? Why do we love books? Because it's people acting out in scenes. It's people acting in thought processes that we wouldn't normally do. Role playing gives you the opportunity to be that actor, right? And when you do a lot of paranormal investigation, that's you trying to live out some of those scenes in a way.
So
I'll tell you, I got to tell you, so if I tell you a clan name and a character, you'll tell me what I used to play, right?
Okay, let's do it.
More than likely.
Yep, I think you're gonna get this. The clan is Toreador.
Okay.
Earth.
And what was the other one that would give it away? I forgot. Oh, there's a masquerade involved.
Did you say masturbate?
And tackle. Yep.
Oh my God.
Did you legit say masturbate?
No.
No, a master raid. Master raid.
Masquerade.
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 Oh, masquerade.
Like, you know,
Okay.
You put
So, okay. Gotcha. So you're talking in Toreador. So you're talking about Vampire Masquerade, which is which is actually wolf systems.
That was yes,
White Wolf.
it started out White Wolf.
So you were a werewolf.
Yeah.
No, I was a vampire.
No, vampire. Yeah. And that's actually a great system. It's very easy to learn.
Yep.
Very easy to use. That's a great one to recommend. Yeah. Look
Then
up
I
any
guess
White
I'll start
Wolf,
reading
Vampire
your book.
Masquerade. What's that?
I'll start reading the book that we have.
It's great, especially if you want to be it's very politically motivated.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's actually great for you, Mary Lynn, because it's also very romantically motivated.
Okay.
Because vampires, werewolves are both very romantic creatures, to be completely honest.
Yeah, they are. I love her. Like mine is a big vampire thing. You
I
guys
will
know
say
what-
though,
the
female
vampire
werewolves,
event-
female werewolves should have 6 nipples. That's all I'm saying.
Nope. They're still
You're
female.
you're
They're
right.
women.
Yeah, but they should be.
Are
If
they
you
women
are,
or are
if you-
they animals?
yeah, because
Well,
if
if
you
it's-
get
if
knocked
it's
up
woman
as a
form-
werewolf, as a female werewolf, you should have a litter,
But
right?
does
Which
she-
means you should have 6 nipples.
But okay,
Or
so
you a
then that
dog
goes
or
to so
yeah.
if when she has the babies, does she actually have the babies in werewolf form or does she have it in human form?
I guess that. Oh my God, would that depend on the moon?
It probably would.
Well, see, Marilyn and I
But
probably
hold on
both
now.
watch those.
If you have
Werewolf.
a baby, if you have a baby in the bun, and then the moon comes and you turn into a wolf, do you all of a sudden have 6 babies?
It would still
Or
have
do you have
to be
6
one.
babiys? Do you have
that goes
6
down to the
babies?
question: is a werewolf an animal or a human? A human
It's a
has
human
one baby
animal.
at one, maybe
Animal.
2 at a time, but 3, sometimes
Good night.
4. But
Good night, Jenny.
good night, Jenny. But I want to come back to that thing you were talking about with D&D and how you were telling people in the paranormal world, you
Yeah.
grab a D&D book and you know that's going
Hold
to
on,
help you
who's the
kind of
daddy?
like align with some of the things. Like D&D helps you become who you really are.
Yeah,
I am a
and it
strong
also helps you
believer
with
that
critical thinking.
This, yes, but I also am a strong believer that this is a costume, and you know
Like
I'm
everything
a
else.
wild and free. I'm
It's
a wild and
temporary
free creature.
costume.
If you believe in the afterlife, then you have to believe that this is temporary.
That's what I said.
This
It's a
is temporary.
temporary costume.
This is a
Yeah.
costume. We put on a meat suit.
meat suit. Yep.
Lady Gaga. Let me tell you what she's doing and what she has I love Lady Gaga and what she represents in her songs and what she puts on.
Somebody's
she's
gotta
got on
like her.
a meat suit. I know you probably don't like her, but she put on a fucking meat suit because it's what we are.
She
We're a
did.
meat suit. She's very
But it's true.
symbolic. In what she
I
does,
think
she's
she's just
very
gross.
symbolic. No. I would like you to go study, look a little deeper in some of her songs and some of her shows about how symbolic she is, the symbology in her shows, and you're gonna find
can't do
shit
it.
there.
I can't do
I
it.
know,
I can't
but
do
we
it.
are a meat suit.
But
Aren't we
that I
all
do
a meat
agree.
suit? Brandon's
That I
going,
do
we're
agree.
a meat suit.
100%.
And I think that's I think that is where I think that's the only thing. Oh, look at that.
Hold on.
Grogu.
Wait, where is it at? I have him.
Well,
I have
we
the
have a
same
bookshelf
one.
full of Grogu.
Oh,
I do.
nice.
They really do.
I have the same one here somewhere, and I can't find it. But I have this.
I
one
have
here.
Oreos.
I
Oh, I
have
like
Harry
Oreos.
Potter.
Nice.
I have Mothman
Oh,
Oh, I like
and
Mothman.
Bigfoot.
Oh, that's cool.
do I need to go get my new box that I bought?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, you should show that. That's cool.
Show and tell.
And my ghosty.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
She
it.
she really wanted to buy this box, and I kept telling her, "Don't do it. That's
This is
too
what I
much
buy
money."
at Paracon.
She did it anyway.
Stuffed animals. Wait,
That's
is it?
cool. But I told her not to buy it.
Is that the Marauders box or whatever it
Look
is?
right here,
Professor Dinkledock.
right under
That's the
Professor Dumbledore.
Oh, it's got your
Dumbledore.
name. That's cool.
Yep,
That's cool.
That's like the Marauders box
the Marauders map.
Marauders.
Yes,
map. But yeah,
That's cool.
and then
that is cool. I would have bought that too.
Right? Absolutely
Oh,
a must-have.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah. Boom.
Oh,
That's where she keeps her invisible condoms.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
my entire office is Harry Potter, and I even have the ceiling set up to where it's the lights.
Yeah.
So the clouds up above.
I want the
Every
like
night.
hanging wands where I could say
She has
Moving
to put in headphones and listen to Harry Potter every night.
Every night. I watch
No,
it every day. I can tell you the opening scene on the sound. I can tell you which movie it is just by the opening tune.
It's true.
I mean, it's okay.
For me.
okay.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm looking for something. By the way.
We all are, buddy. We all
All
are.
right.
Aren't we all?
But
But
no,
yes,
actually,
Wait,
she did not want
What
to
the
buy
fuck
that.
happened right there?
I know. She like timed out.
No, I'm serious. She was there and then she just disappeared. Did you guys see that, or is it just on my end?
I did.
She was
Wait, just
there.
like timed out.
You froze, Marilyn. You
What?
froze. And then
But,
you were
so-
there, and then all of a sudden you were gone. It was like you just
Julia, this is very important. She actually did not want to buy that, and I convinced her otherwise.
I did want to buy it. I was just hesitant because of the price.
It's too much.
So if you're in the comments, leave in the comments what you have been at a show, a festival, a Paracon, whatever, that you just had to buy. I want to know what you guys just had to buy.
Well, that's like
Like
Mike. I had
that.
to convince you to buy your Doc Holiday set. You weren't going to do
That's
it.
true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Alcohol. I convinced him
Yeah.
because I said I would ship
So
it
that's-
to him.
That's
That
terrible.
one,
I know, 'cause-
right?
That's
Yeah.
because me making him buy it.
and I
Yeah.
apologize to all the recovering alcoholics out there, but I
My
do
last
like
one.
I do like nice whiskeys, you know.
There's
I would've
nothing wrong with
tried
that at
one
all.
time. Get there
No,
on
I like a
Friday.
nice whiskey too. My
But
last
I
one
swear
was-
I'm not a drunk. Promise.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would've
you don't
tried
you don't
Friday
go to
night.
meetings.
No, not yet.
It's only
Yes.
12, bro. After that shot, it's only 12 steps away.
That's right.
My last one was I had to buy a loaf of sourdough bread.
At a meeting?
No, I was at a craft fair. The last thing I had to buy was a loaf
Oh!
of sourdough bread.
That's funny.
The guy across me was selling homemade sourdough bread.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, oh my God, he's starting to sell out. So I had to go there and buy a loaf of it.
I mean,
Josh just bought a new lightsaber. Dope. Oh, this is my last thing that it was in the Cajun Country Paracon, which is happening next year. Book your tickets now. But I saw
know.
this, and I absolutely had to have it.
And we're one of the main sponsors for that.
Yeah. I literally was just walking by the booth. I saw it, and I said, "That I have to buy that right now." It is an alabaster Sphinx cat or whatever.
Sphinx.
Can you see that?
Kind
Hold on,
of,
let
but
me
we
get-
see a white figure with ears.
Wait, let me turn
Oh,
that
there
light
we
down.
go. There we go. Okay. Yes, I do see an alabaster Sphinx cat. Yes.
So show and tell.
Yeah, I had to have it.
You have a wand.
As
I have the
kitty
wand.
cats are my spirit
Did
animal.
you say luminous and it like
Finally,
okay.
I found what I was looking for. This.
Oh, nice.
Here we go.
So everybody was talking about, different, really good ways to organize, and organize, when you're talking and investigating. So I was honored. Arthur,
Excuse me again.
bless you, bro. Arthur, let me get a sneak peek of this book and let me put it to its tests. This is an amazing little book, and if I could find it, that's what I was looking for. I was going to show you, but there's questionnaires and prompts to what to ask the residents of the house that you wouldn't really normally think of, and then there's spots and questions for your research for the land, and it makes it all in like a nice little thing. What is that?
The same thing, just a different author.
Oh, nice.
Arthur Mills.
I told him I would give him an honest review, and
Good.
dude, I say go for it. Put it out there. It's amazing. It's a nice little book. Keeps you organized. So
He's an excellent writer.
Excellente. Stop screen.
So what happened, Leah, this past weekend? I missed it. She got a Tasmanian tiger.
Oh,
What?
Nice. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, leopards are my. I think leopards are my spirit animal. So anytime I see cats,
it is.
I gotta have one.
Lee, am I staying at your house in August?
Panthers.
I don't think she heard.
But we've got a lot of shows that we're going to be at. So if anybody out there, come see us. I think our next one is Paranormal Rockdown, July 18th, which is going to be an awesome show. They're going to have green jelly out there. I will be doing actually a stand-up comedy routine, which is the first and probably the last time that will happen. So come down. Any donations you make will go towards saving the Broadhead's roof. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then after that, we have
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Everything is
Gettysburg
shut down on
Battlefield
me.
Bash. Oh, that's okay. We were just talking about events that we'll be at.
I didn't hear anything.
And then
Last
we'll
time I was
all
with the
be
book.
we'll all be together for
Yes.
Christmas in July at the Gettysburg Bash. Mike and I are. We've already talked about this. We will be frolicking in some time. I'm going to wear the gnome costume, and he's going to wear a costume, and we're going to frolic for. He needs pictures.
Last year he was shirtless, so
Yes.
That is true.
That
I
again
was.
thank you. That was me. Because he had it all tucked up under like a little daisy, and I was like,
I did.
I'm not going to do anything. Just take it off.
well, you were trying to
Yep.
raise money. It was trying
That's
to raise
right.
money
Yeah.
for.
Dude,
And
I
it
will
worked. We did good.
Dude, I take my shirt off and I just put up donations for GLP-1, and then just give that away to the yeah.
But guys, I will say this: if you want to see me again as a bartender, you got to let Pam Barry know. I was
Are
not
you not a
selected
bartender
thus far.
chair?
Not this
I
year.
will be there, but she did not make me a bartender. So put the word out that you'd like to see me as a bartender, and let's make bartending great again.
You were with Batman.
Batman, yes.
I was with Batman, yes. And we did great. We came in second. We were first. Brian and Rochelle put in their own money after they counted. Okay, I swear that's what happened.
They did a recount.
They did a recount, and that's how they won.
The recount was after they put their own money in when they knew what everybody else had put in.
Oh, it's
right, which is total cheating. So and they got a
whole podcast talking about like we need to confront this and have them on, and we'll talk about it.
But because I was not selected to come back, I don't get a chance to I don't get a chance to redeem myself, unfortunately.
Yeah, you will.
Oh well, you will.
You'll get it.
It will one day.
Well, this weekend,
I guess
I'll be with
there will
Mike.
be mini bashes.
Yep. So I'll be with Mike in Vegas this weekend. Actually, Boulder City doing an event on Saturday.
So
if anybody's coming to Vegas,
nice.
I did not get any pictures of you in general, but I do have pictures of you in the background.
Of me?
Yes, of you. Well, that's Batman. Hold on, I'm looking right now, and I was going to share one.
Okay.
So Batman had a really good body. As long as he had his face covering on, it was all good. But that's all I'll say.
Mary Lynn, all you have to do is put a flag over his head and do it for your country.
All he had to do was keep his mask on.
and I know I have. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
But then you were probably looking around going, where is it? What?
Let me see here. I gotta find photos.
Hold on. You probably have photos. I am going to share.
I have videos.
You do, yeah.
Probably do. So I'm just going to share my entire screen. See, my internet is being so slow tonight. I'm having a horrible time with internet. You guys don't see anything, do you?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Because it just decided it was not responding.
Oh, no.
So this is me. Actually, that's Pam next to me. So basically, I took over because Pam's husband was MIA, and she was like, "Hey, somebody take over." So I did. Let me turn this down.
There you go. There you go.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that still?
Isn't that
coming
your
through?
profile picture?
It is one of mine. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you what, we need to do a side-by-side shirtless picture, and we'll call it before and after.
Right. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll do that.
See, there it goes. Now it's starting to come into focus.
There you go.
Yep.
There it is. Yes. And Brandon, you were not at the Bash last year.
No, I couldn't. I was when my grandmother passed away. So
yes,
I was supposed to have been there. Yes. But now this year, and I just found out I'll be doing what I'm doing on Saturday. Doing a panel talk on veteran mental health and PTSD, and I got the go ahead to tell it raw from Pam, and she says like,
nice.
Tell it, okay, Pam. So, and then there's going to be a video that I'm going to play at some point through the day, and I'll tell you what, if you can watch it and don't tear up, I will give you $20. I'll have $20 in my pocket. $20 in my pocket.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to zoom in here, but there he is back there.
Yeah.
You don't have to zoom in. Those nipples zoom in.
That's the only picture I got of you with the shirt off back there.
Nice. I need a tan, don't I? I need a tan for the next one.
Yes. I would say let's tan for next time.
Yeah, I look like a lighthouse.
No, you just look like the light.
Yeah, I look like
you are the light.
Yes.
Yeah, leading the way for the One Ring.
Oh, I guess I forgot to mention too, at Gettysburg, come check this out. We'll have a booth, and it's going to be my Veterans Voice Radio nonprofit. We're actually going to be out there. It, not not exactly paranormal, but come say, hey, if you want to talk paranormal, I'll be there. But we'll be raising money for my non-profit Veteran Voice Radio. I think we're gonna have our machines. We can make T-shirts on the fly. I think we're gonna do some shit like that. But
Are you podcasting?
I don't podcast. I don't even have a stream.
He doesn't have a
I
podcast.
thought you used to have a show.
I did.
Song
You
Shaman
just talked
Sundays.
about it. We're bringing the show back. Brandon, you just need to be my co-host, and we need to go back.
You get to you see. This is why I don't talk to you, because you're in my head. Because I was already going to ask you about. You just won't co-host.
I know, because I have other prospects that have been talking to me. So
We'll talk to them first.
Prostitutes. Nice.
I did, man. I did the show for 3 years, and then I had that. I always said, if I interview this one person, then I'm done. And I interviewed that one person, and I was done. And that was Johnny.
I want to interview Zach Baggins. That's it, and then I'm done.
I interviewed him in 2010.
I'm setting the bar high.
Really?
Yep. I interviewed him in 2010. The show had been on for, I think 2 years at that point. And most of the conversation revolved around his new Lamborghini.
Uh-huh.
And the people around him, super awesome. Very nice. In fact, I want to say Nick Groff was still a part of his crew at that point.
Yeah.
And they were all really nice and very apologetic and cool people. And he just did his thing and then left. But yeah, he actually came right into Jay's.
So I actually filmed with them at the museum.
Yeah.
So I was in the opening scene. You could see me kind of walking around in the museum, and then Aaron came in to H&R Block where I was working, and got some pictures with him. But he was cool.
Aaron Sanchez.
Another one I would like to.
Aaron Goodwin.
Aaron Goodwin.
I don't know.
I would love to
him. He is such a sweetheart.
Yes.
I don't even know who Aaron Sanchez is. I just made up the name.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
There is probably an Aaron Sanchez out there.
It's got to be.
So we've been on a while, so we're probably going to end. My alien name is Pineapples. Pineapple. That is my alien name. Jenny, if you're still watching, can you let me, what state is my alien in right now?
Indiana.
Jenny is like traveling through and coming to Pennhurst. You guys are not coming to Pennhurst?
No.
Brandon, are you coming to Pennhurst?
No. I mean,
no. Brandon,
I heard it's the Pennhurst.
Penn Beth.
What about?
No, I'm not going to Pennhurst.
Okay. So I don't know. I guess I won't see you until the bash. I won't see you guys until the bash because we don't have anything going on until then.
Just a couple months away, though.
Couple months. It's not long, and we'll have a good time. And you will have your shirt off, and
probably,
hopefully, a tan. And there was Brandon's.
Yeah.
But regardless of all this joking and all this drinking, like we do this for a reason. Like you guys, on our last words, let's start with you. Is it Marilyn or Marilyn?
Marilyn.
Marilyn. What is your purpose? Why are you here? Why do you do it? I want to know everybody's purpose, and then we were going to end on that.
So I am here to teach people and for them to help them grow and learn about the paranormal and the spiritual world, and to not be afraid of anything.
And Michael, or Lord Snuffington III, what is your purpose?
Yes.
Why do you do what you do?
I want to bring people joy.
I can see that. Yes.
I want people to realize that life, though difficult it may be, there's always a reason to laugh. There's always a reason to smile. And I hope when the curtain calls and my lights do finally go out, that there's at least somebody that goes, I remember that guy. He was a good dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what I hope.
Brandon, why do you do what you do?
For Lucky Charms, of course.
Hey, they're always after me, Lucky Charms. So I'm just here, you know, I'm nothing more than a conduit for the universe, God, the greater good. I don't do nothing. All things through him, through me. I just, you know, at the end of the day, when I rage into that good night, I want people to look in the casket, and I want to look like I was just used up. Like there's absolutely nothing left in me, because I'm going to leave it all out here. And if I can just help one person, that's all. Just, you know, I'm good with that.
And I hope it's not a prostitute with syphilis, you know?
They got medicine for that.
I'm right, they do now. Thank you.
You forget I was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, thank goodness they do. I almost got slapped in the face by a lady with syphilis. It was a whole thing.
That's so hilarious.
It
That's
was.
a whole
It
other
was.
story.
It really was.
Cool.
I almost lost my job.
My purpose is similar to Brandon's. Like if I could change one person's life, then I've done my job. You know, it's paranormal with a purpose. And you know, in the paranormal, we all know that a lot of people are attracted to this world, this community, because they've suffered grief, they've suffered trauma, they need answers to the unknown. And if I can give just one person that answer, and there's some emotion going on there, that answer to the unknown, then I feel like I've done my job. So that is why I'm here. So I appreciate all of you for being here and all of your personalities, because every single one of you here has a specific personality that is going to connect with somebody that needs help. So
you're on
the wrong side. There you go. Other side. Brandon, you go to your right. Other right.
There you go.
There you go. Hold on. Mary Lynn, other one. Hold on. I don't know. There we go.
I kind of. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Now
everybody.
We're like. That's how this podcast is going tonight.
That was the shake weight, right? That was just
of course.
That's the shake weight.
Yeah, that's just an exercise, folks.
That's all we're doing. What?
So we all we all deflect with humor. All four of us. That is what we do. We bring humor to this world. Michael, you bring a little more than all of the rest of us, but we bring humor to this, and humor is healing.
Yes.
And that is sometimes that's what we need. So thank you all for watching tonight. Those who have watched, those who are like rolling their eyes, it's fine. Yeah, this has been a fun, interesting podcast. And thank you. You guys are here for a reason, and maybe you got a message tonight, maybe something changed in you, but if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. I could not do this. So thank you for watching, commenting, sharing, and don't forget to fill your cup first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Guys, please stay on if you're willing, or if you're like to talk about afterwards.
I'm not willing.
30-second outro.